Hey y'all, I'm Josh, a professional screenwriter. My goal is to help you find your voice and take your story from concept to production. Interior conference room morning. They're all exchanging pleasantries and giggling about inside jokes. I'm trying to keep up by flashing a signature smile, but in my mind, I'm playing a grueling game of chess. This is my first day on a TV show in which the other writers have worked together for a decade. I need to arrange the pieces. I memorize names, titles, the seating chart. I know who, what, and where, because every writer's room has a hierarchy. And if I don't play the game right, I'll lose before I make my first move. I repeat to myself, the game, the game, the game. Smash to titles. A television writer's room has about 8 to 10 people sitting in a conference room for months on end, in the trenches together molding a TV series with costs in the multi-millions sustaining industry jobs. During that time, the showrunner, who is the head honcho, guides us through her vision of the season, major events, and the character stories she wants to emphasize. We then breathe life into it, episode by episode. One by one, writers go off to write assigned episodes, returning to the room for notes when they're finished, and continuing to contribute to other episodes and the season. This is a comprehensive video that goes over every job inside a television writer's room. For clarity, I'm using concrete language. However, jobs can blur into one another, so a good reminder to yourself would be to not see this in black and white terms. Scripts are made to get made. They are evolving blueprints as they are rewritten for pre-production or the phase when the planning of the filming begins, then rewritten for production when the filming takes place. Some call post-production or the editing phase the final rewrite, as the already shot script takes on its final shape. You might be catching onto a theme. A TV writer's room has a hierarchy like all organizations, so I'll start by climbing the ladder from bottom to top, beginning with support staff. Support staff are the oil which keeps the TV machine running smoothly. While they aren't considered working writers and sometimes aren't inside the room, they deserve recognition as up-and-coming writers doing their best to take their shot. The office production assistant is a friendly face that greets me at the door. The office PA handles day-to-day operations, whether it's setting up food and beverage or fielding calls. They must balance budgets while meeting writers' needs. The showrunner's assistant is the first line of defense between the showrunner and her grueling schedule. They must be meticulously organized, managing hundreds of emails, calls, notes, and pressing production issues daily. The showrunner trusts their assistant to ensure nothing falls through the cracks. The writer's assistant works inside the writer's room, typing up notes as the writers discuss the series. Each room has different needs. Some require bullet points or rough outlines for the day's discussion, while others need a full transcription of everything said, like a court stenographer. Sometimes a WA does all of the above and more. Every night, their notes are distributed to all the writers to be combed over in the morning. In addition to concise writing skills, they need a sharp memory to recall past discussions on the spot, sometimes facts from months or years prior. In a TV writer's room, there are hundreds of different turn-ins and revised scripts with documents of all lengths. 4-page story areas, 10-page outlines, 30 or 50-page scripts, the 10 to 20 production revisions of those scripts, and much, much more. In later videos, I'll elaborate on the arduous journey a single episode of TV makes as it navigates from a kernel of an idea to producers, the studio, network, and then director, so on and so forth. The script coordinator handles the distribution of documents to hundreds of people working on the series, making sure they are sent to the right people on time and checking every turn-in for grammatical errors. A single error along this chain of events can reap disruption. This job requires an incredible attention to detail with a proficiency that's rare to find. So unfortunately, script coordinators often remain in this position even if they wish to advance. Traditionally, individuals who begin on the ground level start as an office PA in season 1, with each season bringing a step up, and ideally, a promotion to a writing job on the show. Now, let's dive into the writers in the room. We'll start on the writers who are identified as lower-level writers. A staff writer is a new writer who likely hasn't written for a TV show before or has limited experience. They've fought tooth and nail to get this spot, perhaps working their way up, winning a screenwriting contest, making a movie, being represented by an agent, networking, or graduating from a TV writing fellowship. If you're unfamiliar with TV writing fellowships, that's another topic I can cover in a later episode. Although they are hired to be in the room, some staff writers get to write an episode, some don't, and some are paired with a higher ranking writer for a dual credit. After a season or year, a staff writer typically becomes a story editor, a second season writer who has shown growth and promise, enough to begin training for higher responsibilities under the supervision of more experienced writers. A story editor doesn't edit the story. It's simply a dated title that nobody bothers to change. As I mentioned, it just means a writer in their second year. It's a lovely moment to see a story editor coming into their own with swagger and a new understanding of the business. Pretty much from here on out, a writer is given at least one episode in the season to write. A story editor graduates to an executive story editor, ESE, on the cusp of being a mid-level writer. Again, outdated title. At this juncture, an ESE has enough experience to branch out with more responsibilities, such as drafting dialogue for casting and attending meetings with upper-level writers. They are on the verge of becoming mid-level writers. Okay, now, we've reached mid-level writers, so the first job up is a co-producer. Wait, what? A producer? I thought we were writers. As I've stated before, there is no show without shooting it, so it's up to the room to produce the series. A co-producer is expected not only to write and hold more responsibilities in the room, but also to participate in producing their episodes on set. Pre-pro involves overseeing around 150 crew and cast members to ensure the episode aligns with the writer's room's vision. This includes meetings with costume designers, actors, location scouts, and prop masters, among other heads of departments. Pre-production is just the beginning. On-set production is even more chaotic. However, co-producers still have upper-level supervision if anything goes wrong. Note, you might see many producers in TV credits. Other producers handle logistics or develop the show from its origin. Those credited as producers are not necessarily writers. I am only talking about producers in the context of a writer's room this episode. There are two more mid-level positions, producer and supervising producer. Mid-level writers lead lower-level writers in discussions about their episodes, applying notes, and developing plots. They are versatile, handling various tasks with less supervision as they progress. Once a writer reaches the next step, upper-level writers, who are titled co-executive producers or executive producers, they are expected to have so much knowledge of the industry that they can do every responsibility and every curveball thrown at them as leaders. Upper-level writers are TV beasts. The showrunner trusts them to supervise, solve problems, field meetings with studio and network executives, work closely with directors, manage personalities, and ensure successful episodes. A lot of upper-level writers have 15+ years in television. There's often a director/executive producer who is permanently settled in the location of where the filming takes place so that they can focus on production to bring the writer's imagination to life within budget. They have worked closely with the showrunner and have directed episodes for them. They stay updated with daily notes and occasionally discuss logistics with the writer's room. A note: the creator of the show originates the series from early development and has taken it far enough to get the green light. They may have come up with the original conceit, wrote the first episode, or adapted it from a book. Some of the time, they are the showrunners too. However, that isn't always the case. If they lack experience with management, they might be paired with an experienced showrunner that the studio and network agree upon. They are credited as the creator/executive producer, but ultimately, the showrunner is who they work for. The number 2 on the show is an executive producer who the showrunner trusts with her life, filled by someone with a deep personal relationship with the showrunner, often forged through years of collaboration and mutual respect. Their close bond is crucial as the showrunner relies on their judgment and support to navigate the complexities of television production. After all this, we finally reach our zenith. A showrunner oversees all aspects of a TV show's production, guiding the vision of the series, running the writing staff, cast and crew, and ensuring every draft, down to the comma, aligns with her creative direction that is agreed upon with the big wig studio and network. She is skilled in personnel management. She is our general, and we are her warriors. She has the final say on the writer's decisions from start to finish. TV writing is a business, and that's what the showrunner does. She takes an investment and turns it into more money. Always think art and commerce. In the grand chess game of a writer's room, I think several steps ahead, placing each piece to achieve checkmate, a successful, well-crafted story that captivates millions. That's the thing about TV writing. The more you play to win, the more the room wins. So, don't be afraid to make your first move. Viewers, if you have any ideas about what topic you want to see next, let me know in the comments. Please do the YouTube thing and hit like and subscribe. See y'all next time.